So there's a study looking at Crohn's disease, putting people on an elemental diet. So if you go on an elemental diet is it's highly processed. It's just a powdered drink form, but it's all the macronutrients that you need, nothing that you don't need, right? And just putting somebody on that diet is a better treatment to get people out of an acute flare-up of Crohn's than prednisone or prednisolone, so steroids, right? Which is the gold standard. That's just going to suppress your immune system, mess you up in a lot of other ways, but it's going to get that job done. Just not eating stupid crap is a better treatment than steroids. That's impressive. And so, what is an elemental diet? What are just the macros and only the micros and nothing else you don't want? A steak, a fatty steak, and you'll get everything that you need. In fact, the elemental diet probably doesn't have all the micronutrients that you need. There was something I saw from Dr. Baker said it was estimated about 50,000 different micronutrients that exist in steak, and most of which we don't even have names for, right? And so you need to eat steak. And so if you eat steak and water, red meat and water, if you have autoimmune, this is very important for people listening with autoimmune issues. If you have an autoimmune condition, you will do so much better on pure red meat, fatty red meat and water, nothing else, not even pork, chicken, fish, dairy, eggs. Probably because, what it has to do with what the animals are being fed. They're being fed a bunch of, high octane garbage, and that's getting into their body. They're being fed a bunch of, seed oils and linoleic acid. That's getting into their fat. They've got a bunch of omega-6s and linoleic acid and all these, and these other sorts of seed oils building up in their tissue. Then we're eating their tissue and we're getting that crap by proxy. So people do much, much, much better with autoimmune issues if they're on a pure red meat and water diet and nothing else, no coffee, no tea, nothing. And it was an interventional trial. So they put them on, they took them off carbohydrates and fiber. What's left when you're not eating carbohydrates and fiber, right? So like spinach doesn't have carbohydrates, but it has fiber, right? So, all these different, vegetables and things like that, they're going to have fiber even if they don't have carbohydrates. Really just meat left, right? So they're taking away carbs and fiber and taking them off medications and seeing how long can these people go without medication. There was something that made it up to 51 months. So in full remission without any medications with Crohn's, just taking away carbs and fiber, right? And contrast that with the control that didn't take away carbs and fiber. They stayed in remission on average 0 months, right? Not a lot of months. So what does that mean? That means there's something in the carbs and fiber, or the things that come along with the carbs and fiber, that are causing Crohn's disease. So really what Crohn's is and what other autoimmune issues are is our body responding negatively to eating something or being exposed to something that we're not supposed to be exposed to, and our body's reacting pathologically, right? You get rid of that exposure, it goes away, just like an elemental diet, just like in getting rid of the carbs and fiber.